programming languages are introduced. This is a research project done by the third year student of Sri Lanka Institute of Information Technology. The information for the research has been gathered by various internet resources and books. Content. Now we are covering these areas. First we will look what is computer language. Computer language is used for communication with the computer. A programming language is the syntax and semantics for the communication and used for communicating general programs to a computer.
Way before functional programming languages. Over the years, computer languages have evolved from machine languages to natural languages. This is the timeline for computer languages.
The separation between the CPU and memory leads to the von Neumann bottleneck, the limited throughput between the CPU and memory compared to the amount of memory. In most modern computers, throughput is much smaller than the rate at which the CPU can work. This seriously limits the effective processing speed when the CPU is required to perform minimal processing on large amount of data. The CPU is continuously forced to wait for a needed data to be transferred to or from memory. Since CPU speed and memory size have increased much faster than the throughput between them, the bottleneck has become more of a problem. The term von Neumann bottleneck was coined by John Backus in his 1977 ACM Turing Award lecture. Modern functional programming is much less geared than earlier languages like Fortran were, but internally that is still what a computer spent much of their time doing. In functional programming, the intermediate values will not be sent to the memory so that this problem will reduced.
The functional programming paradigm, which is based on mathematical functions, is the design basics for one of the most important non-imperative styles of languages. A purely functional programming language does not use variables or assignment statements. Because of this, the programmer does not need to think about the memory cells of the computer on which the program executed. Without variables, iterative constructs are not possible. They are controlled by variables. Then the repetition is done by recursion. A functional language provides a set of primitive functions. Primitive functions means a set of functional forms to construct complex functions. A well-defined functional language requires only a small number of primitive functions. Functional languages are often implemented with interpreters, but functional languages can also be compiled. Scheme, a good example for functional programming languages.